Are you thinking about investing in Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, or even Keep? They will cost you around $150 per user per month, whereas the best, most powerful enterprise CRM is absolutely free. SuiteCRM is an enterprise cloud-based customer relationship management system where it exceeds most of the world's leading commercial systems. SuiteCRM does everything, and we provide training videos and consulting. And SuiteCRM works on any device. So you can literally save yourself thousands of dollars per month by using a product like SuiteCRM, getting the same sort of productivity you would from Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics. But instead of spending all of that money on the software itself, spend it on training. You're going to have to learn to use whatever product that you invest in, but unlike Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics, you can put that money directly into training instead of onto the software itself. This overview will look at the main features of SuiteCRM, including the leads module, the contacts module, the accounts module, task management and meeting management, calendaring, and so on. But SuiteCRM does so much more than that. This overview only really scratches the surface of SuiteCRM, but don't let that intimidate you. SuiteCRM, although it does a huge amount, it's a huge package, you only need to use the parts that you currently want to use. You can actually take modules out, you can customize the menus, you can simplify it for your use, and as you get better with it, as you learn more, then you can add other modules back in. So let's get started with the home page. Every user has their own customizable homepage, which is effectively their dashboard. So here you can see the customizable dashboard, and you can add dashlets, you can move them around. I'm just going to add a calendar here for now. We will be looking at the dashboard later on in an actual training module. And you can see everything is drag and drop. You've got calls, meetings, tasks, accounts, leads, and so on. So the leads module is where you store your leads coming in. This is not business yet. Customers get stored in the contact and the accounts module. Leads are business that's potentially coming in, and we can add leads which we can later convert into a customer and an account. So the leads module allows you to add all of the regular information, name, address, phone number, email address, website, and so on. And these fields are totally customizable. If there is extra information you want to be able to store, we can customize and add new fields, and we can move around the fields. The display, the tabs, the way you want to see data is completely customizable, and we will be covering that in a later module. So let's just save this lead, and we'll come back to it later on. Now for your regular customers, you're going to put them into the accounts module and the contacts module. An account is a company or an organization, and an account can have any number of contacts within that organization. Now you have the ability to either create a contact just as you saw when we created the lead, just entering the data in manually, clicking save, but we can also import into any module, whether it's the leads or the contacts or the accounts. So for this, I've prepared an Excel spreadsheet, and you may well have your data in Excel spreadsheets anyway, but you can bring those directly into SuiteCRM. All you need to do is save them as a CSV file, a comma-separated values file, and once you've done that, you can then import them directly into SuiteCRM. Now, one of the field types in SuiteCRM is the drop-down. And a drop-down is where you can have a series of values. Now, if you're importing from an Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file into SuiteCRM, and you're importing into a drop-down, you have to make sure that those values that you'd be bringing in are in the drop-down for that particular field. We'll be covering fields in a later module. But for this one, I know for a fact that there are, under the lead source, I know that we've got, say, Meetup and BNI. So I'm adding those into the drop-down editor within the administrator. Once they're there, we can import those into the contact module. So we'll just go to the contacts, import contacts, find the file, and click on import, and then you'll see we can match or map the fields to the field headings in the CSV file itself. And once you've done that, you literally just click on import now, and you'll see we've now imported that spreadsheet directly into the SuiteCRM contacts module. If we click on any of the particular records we just pulled in, you'll see we've got the details, but also you'll notice that under the account name, it's actually created a record in the accounts module as well. So here we've got an account record, and you can see underneath the account record in the various panels underneath, we've got the various modules that are associated with the accounts module. One of those is the contact module, and it shows that we've got the original contact that we imported, but we can add multiple contacts per account. So here I'm just going to add another contact to the Sonic Dynamics record. Here we'll just put Kirsty Ely, we'll put her title in here, all her various details into the record, and again, you know, where it came from. All the details that we want to put in can be entered directly in there. We click on save, and then you'll see there are now 2 contacts for one account's record. Click on the name, and it takes you straight into the contact record with all those details we just entered. Now moving on to the accounts module, you'll see that the import, while we imported into the contacts module, because we had an account field as well, it created accounts for all of the contacts. So the company that's associated with those contacts was also created. And if we go into an account record and then click on the contact within that record, it jumps to that particular contact. SuiteCRM gives the ability to find records very easily just by clicking on the little search icon or the filter icon. You can do a quick filter, in which case you just type in the person's name, and once you've got the person's name in there, click on search, and it will find all the records that conform to that search criteria. As you can see here, we just found Linda. Click on the little checkbox, and that'll actually break out of the search, the filter. We can also do a more advanced filter, and that allows you to put in any type of criteria. On this one, I'm just going to say find all the lead source where it came from the BNI, and you can see 3 records were straight away found. We can go back in there and look for a different filter. This time let's do Meetup, so we want to find all of the records where the lead source was Meetup, and click on search, and again it will now filter that down by just people in the Meetup. But you can also do any kind of combination of searches. We could also do more than one search criteria within lead source. So we can select BNI and we can select Meetup. So basically we're looking for either Meetup or BNI. Click on search and you'll see it's found all the records that are either BNI or Meetup. Now there are very comprehensive searches you can do. That just gives you a very quick idea of how you can find a record or a selection of records very quickly. It's worth noting at this point that you can also save your searches. If you've done some complex filters, you can save those filters. You don't have to go through that process each time. You can have multiple search criteria. So if you wanted to just call up a list of all the people you've met at network meetings, you could save that as, say, network meetings, and then just go back in and pull that search anytime you need it. You can also switch columns around. You can add new fields to the columns. It's completely open to how you use the system. One of the most powerful features of a CRM system is its meeting, calendar, and task management, and SuiteCRM is no exception. It offers full multi-user calendars, multi-user task management, and you can create tasks and meetings and calendar events for employees, for users, for contacts, for anything within the system. So let's just go to a record, and here we're just going to create a quick task directly from a contact record. So you'll just go down to the activities section, click on create task. Now you're going to enter the subject, the start date and due date of the task. You have options for setting the priority, the status of the task, and what it refers to. You can see this one's automatically associated with the company Sonic Dynamics and the contact name Kirsty Ely. And then you need to just enter a description. What is the task about? That goes into the description section. Type whatever you need in there to describe the task. Click on save, and that is your task created. All of the tasks, meetings, activities, calls will be saved under the activities panel, so you'll never lose track of any activity, past and present. Now, meetings, tasks, activities, calls can happen for both contacts and leads within the system, but also for users of the system, for employees. So let's just add an extra user or an employee to the system. So here I've gone to the administrator section and clicked on add new user. And here we can add all the various details of the user, their name, their login name, their email address, any contact details, and also whether they are just a regular user or an administrator. We can add all sorts of other details, like what is their time zone, give them a password, and it just wants you to confirm that password. Click on save, and that will be a new user added to the system. Okay, so let's go back to contacts, and we're going to create a meeting for a particular contact. So we go back down to the activities. You can see we can log calls, make calls, but here we're going to just create a meeting, and we'll put in the subject of the meeting, the start date, end date, start date and time, end date and time. It'll automatically work out the duration of the meeting, and the status is planned, and so on. You can also see we can put in the location of the meeting, which will appear in the meeting report. We can also set reminders, so there can be a pop-up that comes to remind us, and also we can have email reminders, so it'll automatically send out emails, a day before, an hour before, however long before the meeting. And let's put in the description for the meeting. But we might also want someone else within the organization to be in that meeting. You can arrange meetings for multiple people, and to do that we click on that button that says full form, and here you can see now it shows you the meeting, but we can add other people to the meeting. Now Kirsty we just added as an employee or as a user, and you can see when they're a user you see the two little avatars instead of the one. If it's just one little icon for a person, that's a contact record within the system. When you see the two, that means it's a user of the system. So I can now add Kirsty as a user, but also we can now add someone by just typing in their last name, and that now adds Matt Franks to the meeting. And we click on save. That will have organized that meeting. That will be in the activities for Matt Franks. But at the same time, you'll notice if we go back to our dashboard on our home page, it's added all of these details. Our dashboard is now coming to life with tasks and meetings and so on, and the calendar is now showing that we've got these meetings and tasks set up. We can also go to the main calendar and you'll see these are in here, but we can also look at multiple calendars at one time. So I can say I want to see the calendars for both myself and for Kirsty, and we select them off user list and the shared week, and now we can see both calendars at the same time. Now you can also see calendars overlaid over each other. SuiteCRM also incorporates a full document management system, and we can create documents that can be used as resources for any other module within the system. To do that, we just go to the document management module. We can upload pictures, we can upload Word documents, we can upload PDFs, any type of document you can specify, and you can actually put filters so you can only upload certain types. Once we've uploaded a document, an image, we can give it a description, we can set categories against it and subcategories and so on. So it can be a full document library and a document management system. Once we've done that, we can click on Save, and that is now available within the system, and all we need to do is click on the file name. You can see, and these can all be categorized, but you can click on the file name and we can download or open a particular document, whatever that is. On this occasion it's just an image, so if we click on that, it'll show you the image that was attached. Now once it's in the document management system, you can use that to incorporate into contact records. If you're sending emails and you need attachments, you can do that as well. The system is vast, as I said at the beginning, and you can see here we've got modules for home, accounts, contacts, opportunities, leads, quotes, the document management, the calendaring, spots, instant reporting, campaigns, you name it, it's got it. Now these don't need to all be on there all the time. You don't necessarily need to use all of these, so we have the facility within the system to actually remove the modules we're not using at any time. It also, you'll notice, has PDF templates. We can automatically create forms and PDFs that can be generated directly out of the records and the modules within the system. SuiteCRM also incorporates a full quotation system, invoicing system. It has so many systems. For quotes, for invoices, you might want to create products, so it can create product tables. The product tables can be categorized. Here we're just going to create a couple of products, just some widgets just to demonstrate how this works. But these can be very comprehensive. So I'm just creating a couple of widgets. Now these products can have categories, as I say. They can have a cost price, a selling price. They can be linked to particular URLs. You can actually upload images for them, and you can attach them to contacts if that's where your products are going to be coming from. Once you've got your products in place, we can use them in the quotations module. So let's just go and create a quick quote. Quotations are very powerful. They can be associated with your opportunities. You can create an opportunity and then create a quote associated with that opportunity. You can assign it to an account. If we look up an account, you'll see we can put that in. If we then click on trying to find the contacts, it'll show you all the contacts for that particular account. It can also pull in the billing address, site address, and so on. We can give the break the quote into various groups, and we can give them names, and then we can actually just pull up the product list and start creating lines for our quote: quantity, product number. We can give discounts. We can automatically pull up a table of tax amounts and so on, and you can create any number of lines from the product table into the quote. So we've got our various widgets, and we can select different widgets from the product table. Once we've entered those products, we can assign the tax amount. We can actually enter discount amounts and so on. As we can see here, let's put a 5% discount on this as well, and you'll see that's automatically being calculated as we go along. We can also add service lines. So while you can create quotes from product tables, you can also just do a free form quotation and add service lines, and this is also for the invoices. So here we can just type in a description for the service we provided, put in the price, and again the same applies with the discount, tax amount, and so on, and that creates our quotation and calculates everything for us. Now, as with all other modules within the system, you can create templates directly for the quotations, and you have a templates PDF templates creation tool within the system. You can create quotation templates with your own company information, logos, and so on. You can do this for quotations, for invoices, or for any other module within the system. You might want to create worksheets or job sheets for a job once a quotation has been accepted. Another thing you can do is to automatically, if a quotation has been accepted and the job is complete, you can automatically convert a quote into an invoice, and it will pass all that information across, and then you can generate the invoice. Invoices, quotes, anything within the system can generate a PDF that you can print out and send. You can email directly from the system the quote as just an email quote, or an email with a PDF attachment. It's very flexible how this works. Now, SuiteCRM also incorporates a full role management system. This means that you can assign roles to particular users. So an administrator can see everything, but other people, other users, other employees can only see what you want them to see, and you can assign roles to particular users. And you can see here from the role management system, every aspect, every module within the system is subject to those roles. So you could make it that a user can only see the accounts, the leads, the contacts, and the meetings module, and they cannot see anything else. You can have them be able to look at something but not be able to edit or do anything within the system is available through the role management system. You can set password management. You can assign the type of password you want to your users to use. You can enable a lost password so that if someone can't remember their password, when they try and sign in, they can put their email address in and it'll send them the password. You also have other settings within the administrator side, setting up the system. You can change the logo. You can pretty much customize SuiteCRM to do absolutely anything you want it to do, including changing the logo that you want to come up when you sign into the system. SuiteCRM is a truly international product, and you can, by user, set up the currencies for particular departments. You can set up the time, date format, or whatever. It can pretty much do anything you want it to do. You can set up your email settings. You can set up the studio. Now, the studio allows you to modify every module within the system. You can see there's a lot of modules already pre-set up. And of course, it allows you to create your own modules. So we can go into, say, the leads module, and you'll see all of the fields and their field types that are currently set up within the system, but you can also add your own fields. You can also move the fields around. This area allows you to go in and change the view, change the tabs, change the panels. It's completely flexible on how you use the system. You're just guided by your own imagination. You can change the layout. You can change the search criteria. You can change the filtering. You can add or remove different fields from the filtering so that you can create different filters for different people. Again, the system is very, very powerful. It will do anything you want it to do. You're only guided by your imagination. You can see we've got various aspects of the modules. We can add new modules. We can install plugins. We can customize the system to make it completely personalized to your particular business. So as we go back to the home page, you'll see now new information is being added. Our activity feed is being updated. The call logs, the meeting logs, and so on are all being updated as well. Finally, let's go back to the leads, and we created this lead right at the beginning. Now we can just convert this. Let's say this lead has now become a customer. We can go in and convert that lead. All we need to do is we can see the record. It shows us the information. We can change anything here if we want to. We click on save, and you'll see now that's actually created a contact and an account for that lead, because that lead has now been converted and we now have another customer within the contact and the accounting system. So that gives us a really comprehensive overview of what the system can do. But we will be providing a whole series of training videos for each of those modules. I hope you've seen from this that you're looking at an extremely powerful system that is customizable, but also it's actually very easy to use. It can be used and customized to your particular needs, and it can be made as simple or as comprehensive as you want. And just remember, this system is free. And thanks for watching.